You see, he had found something that he wanted to do. And this saved him from the death that awaited the children of our age. And though it took many forms, the death itself was very simple. And the cause was simple too. The kids had been told that they weren't worth shit. And everything they saw around them proved it.
This movie was nominated for like 2 Oscars, so I know it's not under the radar or anything like that. It's just, I think it's important at times like this to highlight art that might help people process what's going on in the world. So unless I start a series called like, the police are beating the shit out of everyone, this is the only place that I have to do that. If Beale Street Could Talk tells the story of Tish, a young, newly pregnant black woman whose boyfriend is awaiting trial for a rape he didn't commit.
Alonzo, we're gonna have a baby.
First thing to note, I love this couple. They're in love, they've always been in love, and they will always be in love. And this movie just has a great way of making you fully understand how head over heels they are for each other, and it melts my heart every single time. A huge part of that is down to the music by a man called Nicholas Brittle. He's just managed to write and record exactly what love feels like, and I mean, just listen. And another part of that is Kiki Layne's performance. She is 100% convincing as Tish, and she manages to play a character that is both completely scared and incredibly strong. Now, personally speaking, I don't like the performance of Stephen James, the guy who plays Fonny, the boyfriend. But I've heard other people say that they think he's amazing, so I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. But to me, he just comes across as really wooden and wrong for the part.
You ready for this?
I've never been more ready for anything in my whole life.
Brian Henry. Brian Henry has a supporting role in this movie, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but when you see this face, you're in for an acting treat. And on the subject of Brian Henry, like, does anybody else think he's becoming like one of the best character actors out there at the moment? Like, he pops up in everything, he just acts the hell out of everyone and then disappears into the next film. Anyway, I think the main thing that makes this movie so great is that it focuses on the families of the man who's been wrongfully accused and the fallout that can happen when the police frame an innocent man, rather than sort of showing what happens to him when he goes to jail and all of that sort of stuff that we've seen a lot of times before.
I hope you're proud of how you raised your daughters. My girls ain't gonna be bringing no bastards home to feed. I can tell you that.
That's because won't nobody fuck them. Ernestine.
Just to dive into the technical aspects of this movie, this film is gorgeous, and it was shot on the Arri Alexa 65 camera, which is a digital camera. And look, I don't care about the arguments between like which is better, film or digital. I think each have their own strengths and weaknesses, but this is the first movie I can think of that was shot digitally where I've thought like, this could really stand up to even the Nolan-est of IMAX footage. And like, obviously I have no idea what it would look like on like a giant IMAX screen, but if somebody had told me this was shot on 70mm film, I wouldn't have questioned. And I promise the next movie will actually be a movie that flew under the radar so that I can get back to like, you know, promoting the actual title of this show. Probably, yeah. It'll probably be a movie called Katie Says Goodbye. That's the one I've got in my head that I'm gonna do. I am liking doing these short reviews though. It only took me 15 minutes to record that. Could you tell?